The vocational training program I worked at was called Growing Grounds Farm, and it was one program under an umbrella nonprofit that was providing an array of services for people with severe persistent mental illness, many of whom were homeless or recently homeless. The beauty of the program, which was situated on a 7-acre parcel, and it was a wholesale nursery, and it was a place where people could come, they could relearn or learn for the first time positive work habits, and they would get paid for doing it. Being in a place where you knew everybody had something similar to deal with and had those barriers to making connections was really refreshing and really supportive for people, because they knew everybody that they were working around labored under the same struggles that they did. Being in a place and working where you're not evaluated on the basis of what your mind was like and your thinking process and whatnot was incredibly freeing. And so people could be themselves. Okay, they spent so much time dealing with their symptoms and their illness that they didn't have facades, because people with mental illness often tend to isolate. This was one of the most positive things that came out of the program, was their ability to be themselves, to connect with other people, and then use the skills they learned at work to connect not only with coworkers, but with other people that they met out in the community. I think an authentic connection is one that's absent in most barriers that people can afford to drop. I mean, people have barriers of all sorts, and some of them are probably necessary, especially if they've had past trauma in their lives. And so they have to be disassembled very carefully. But I think true connection is absent most artificial barriers. I think we need to put aside our differences and concentrate on what we have in common, because life can be difficult, but it's nowhere near as difficult if you have connection with other people to help you get through the tough times.